Hello everyone, I'm Pearl and today our group will discuss about productive skills. Now let's begin.
For our objectives, at the end of the lesson, students should be able to identify what are the productive skills, use the ways on how to test productive skills, and acknowledge the importance of testing the productive skills.
Now what are productive skills? The productive skills are speaking and writing because learners doing this need to produce language. They are also known as active skills. They can be compared with the receptive skills of listening and reading. They involve producing words, phrases, sentences, and paragraphs. What is testing speaking? Testing speaking, when testing the oral proficiency of learners, we may simply interview them and assess their responses, or use other techniques like role play, group discussion between learners, monologue, picture description, and so on. Why do we need to test speaking skills? Testing speaking and vocabulary. Testing is not only getting marks but is also used as feedback. It gives teachers important information concerning their teaching methods and whether the students mastered everything. Good tests lead to good teaching, which leads to good learning. For example, a test that includes a speaking component will likely lead to classrooms that focus on developing communicative skills. What is tested in speaking? The aspects of speaking that are considered part of its assessment include grammar, pronunciation, fluency, content, organization, and vocabulary.
Fluency. Fluency is about how comfortable and confident you are in speaking English. If you can speak for an extended period of time, that is an indicator of strong fluency. This skill means that the listener can follow what are saying and does not get lost. Number 2 is vocabulary. Of course, if you don't have the words to say what you want to say, then you cannot say it. Being a good speaker means constantly growing your vocabulary. The best way to grow your vocabulary is to read in English and make a note of any new words that you encounter in a vocabulary notebook. Number 3, grammar. The dreaded G, grammar does not matter, and the fewer mistakes you make, the better your speaking skill will be. However, do not worry about making mistakes either. A good speaker does not have to use perfect grammar. Certainly, though, it is a good idea to make sure that you have mastered the major tenses. Number 4, pronunciation. Pronunciation is a complex area with a lot of sub-skills that can be practiced. A good way to practice your pronunciation is to copy. Simply listen to how someone with good pronunciation speaks and try to imitate them as closely as possible. Testing writing. Testing language skills is difficult, but testing writing and writing of students of English as a second language possess two major problems. The first is making decisions about the matter of control, objectivity of evaluation, and naturalness in the writing test.
Why do we need to test writing skills? The key is, when you write a test, you take the perspective of the one that will consume your code. It forces you to have a holistic approach to the behavior to implement. This way, ambiguities you get from requirements become obvious and are immediately taken into account when code is written for the first time.
What is tested in writing? Student writing can be evaluated on 5 products factors: fluency, content, convention, syntax, and vocabulary. Writing samples also should be assessed across a variety of purposes for writing to give a complete picture of a student's writing performance across different text structures and genres. Now let's discuss the 5 product factors. First is the fluency. Writing fluency is defined as writing with accuracy and speed. Johnson's and Street, 2013. Students who do not write sentences fluently can find writing cognitively demanding because they spend much of their energy writing individual letters legibly and spelling words correctly. Gillespie and Graham, 2014. Second is content. Content testing determines whether your target audience can find, understand, and comprehend your content. John Wall, content testing exactly pinpoints
which words, phrases, and content people respond. It starts early in the UX process and reoccurs whenever new content is implemented. Third, we have here the conventions. Conventions include both mechanics, spelling, punctuation, and capitalization used for written language, and usage, grammar part of both spoken and written language. Four categories of conventions are spelling, capitalization, punctuation, and the grammar. Fourth is syntax. As it applies to writing, syntax refers to sentence structure and word order. Although sentence structure is important in writing, word choice is also important. And lastly, we have here the vocabulary. Knowing more words help you understand what you read better. Whenever I am reading with students, I often have them stop to explain what they read. More often than not, it is just a word or two that has thrown off the meaning of the whole paragraph.
This is where our report ends. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.